Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And it's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for the NXT Event Center. And here's the man that will bring you all that has happened on NXT, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Episode 1312. And this is the NXT Event Center for April the 2nd, 2024. The final NXT Before Stand and Deliver happening this Saturday morning. Actually, Saturday afternoon, technically, at 12 p.m. It's a PLE on Peacock. If you're watching it, if you have Peacock and you have the premium, you can watch it on Peacock, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really excited about it. This is a heck of a... Heck of NXT. Start off with the tag triple threat number one contenders match. The winning team will face the Wolf Dogs for the NXT tag team titles. Axiom and Nathan Frazier took on the LWO's Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde, and then the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. And Axiom and Frazier ended up winning the matchup, which was unexpected. I expected the Good Brothers to come out the victors in this. But then Kelly Kincaid interviews Axiom and Frazier after the matchup, but then Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker were watching on from the balcony, holding up their titles, and they have their t-shirts of the Wolf Dogs. And Axiom and Nathan Frazier will declare they'll be the new tag team champions. Lexis King addresses Von Wagner and Mr. Stone. Meanwhile, Ilya Dragunov was being interviewed before his meeting with Tony D'Angelo, but then D'Angelo's men were picking up Dragunov to take him to the restaurant of some sorts, and to the place where Luca Crucifino invited him to be. Meanwhile, Fallon Henley went one-on-one with J.C. Jane, but then J.C. Jane was accompanied by Kiana James, Izzy Dane, and Jasmine Nix, while Fallon Henley had Keilani Jordan and Via Hale watching her back. But the ladies at ringside were brawling, and that distracted Fallon Henley, but J.C. Jane took advantage of the situation and ended up pinning Fallon Henley for the victory. Meanwhile, J.C. Jane just hailed after the matchup. Ava interrupts her, says, you know what, we have a show, keep going that way. But then, Via Hale was so upset that happened, and Fallon Henley and Keilani joined, and Ava goes, okay, you know what, six-woman tag at Stand and Deliver. And the ladies were excited about that. Then Josh Briggs cut a promo and after taking advice from JBL and challenging for the North American title held by Oba Femi at Stand and Deliver. Von Wagner and Lexis King went one-on-one to battle of second-generation stars between Von Wagner, the son of Wayne Bloom, other known as Bo Beverly, while of the Beverly Brothers, while Lexis King is the son of Brian Pillman, and ended up picking up the victory, is Lexis King. That could put a little damper on the confidence of Mr. Wagner. And then Ava was talking to Carmella Hayes about how the referee's discretion is going to be in that matchup because she wants a clear-cut winner in that matchup, and she did the same thing talking to Trick Williams. But then she warned Carmella Hayes that in the face-off we're going to have security surrounding the ring. Then Natalya was talking to Carmen Petrovich before Carmen's matchup against Lola Vice, and then Roxanne Perez interrupted them, and she goes, I used to look for my heroes, but not anymore. Said a couple things that hurt Natalya's feelings. I would not be surprised if Roxanne Perez ends up walking out the women's champion and Natalya wants to challenge her to put her in her place. We'll see what happens in that matchup. Meanwhile, Ariana Grace was looking for Gigi Dolan, and then when Sinclair interrupts her, Gigi Dolan's cool for who she is. And then Ariana Grace was upset, challenged Ren Sinclair in the match. Ren Sinclair's like, yeah, whatever. So there's that. Carmen Petrovich went one-on-one with Lola Vice, and Lola Vice won the matchup and by using the sharpshooter on Carmen Petrovich, and calls it the Lola shooter, I think, on X. Meanwhile, Ilya Dragunov arrives at the restaurant and meets up with Tony D'Angelo. More on that situation. And then the Supernova sessions with Metaphor. That will be Noam Dar, Earl Mensa, Last Legend, and Jakara Jackson. And Roxanne Perez and Lyra Valkyria were talking trash about becoming women's champion. And then they started brawling, and then Valkyria puts Perez through that little table that Metaphor has set up for the Supernova session. And as Noam Dar would say, check please. And you're going to need a check for a new table there, Noam. Okay. And then Dijak cut a promo on Stand Deliver how he's going to walk out the North American champion. You know something that Josh Briggs and Dijak are both almost the same height. Obafemi, who has been on a roll as North American champion, he's got quite the challenge on his hands. So a couple of near 7-footers he's going to have to look out for. Obafemi then addressed both Briggs and Dijak, and then went to the matchup as Obafemi went one-on-one with Joe Gacy, who is cuckoo on the cabasa as of late. Love is blind. Well, his theme song's pretty catchy. And as he's entered the ring, with the camera going upside down, what was weird, Shawn Spears attacked Joe Gacy from behind with a steel chair. But he's still in the ring? Referee says, you were sure to go? Yeah, that's what I live for. Obafemi, Obafemi, he fought Obafemi, and Obafemi won. And then Tatum Paxley, who was waiting in the locker room, Lyra Valkyria was ticked off about the situation, and she goes, I may have to do whatever it takes to keep the title. You may be right. I may not have to be myself in order to beat Roxanne Perez. Meanwhile, Ren Sinclair went one-on-one with Ariana Grace, and Ariana Grace did pick up the victory. Meanwhile, Dragunov and D'Angelo were talking while surrounded by the family and the rest of D'Angelo's men. And then he says, you know what? He grabbed Ilya by the hurt hand. He says, I should have taken you out right here, but I'm not. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till Stand Deliver in front of the whole world this Saturday. And then everybody's walked away, and then they presented with enjoy your last meal. Because this building represents the end of your title reign. So, it looks like Tony D'Angelo's promised, if this is the end of Dragunov's title reign, I see Dragunov going to the main roster, and if Gunther retains the Intercontinental title against Sami Zayn, and then if Chad Gable tries it again and loses again, I see Dragunov renewing his rivalry against the Ring General. That'll be something. So Ruka went one-on-one to get her revenge on Obafemi. Obafemi, excuse me. So Ruka went one-on-one. Obafemi. Oh boy. Ooh. Let me try that again. So Ruka went one-on-one with Blair Davenport, and So Ruka got her revenge on Blair Davenport. I would not be surprised if Davenport decides it ends up going to the main roster pretty soon. And I think, and decide to either, let's say Io Sky retains the title. Could Blair Davenport be the next challenger? Blair Davenport probably knows a thing or two about Io Sky during her time in Stardom. So who knows for sure? Who knows for sure? See what happens. And then Dijak and Briggs were watching what Femi did to Joe Gacy, and then Obafemi addresses both men and says, I'm going to be the one walking out with the North American title. And then Ava, had an envelope, watching, and puts all the matches all the matches, puts it in, and then Joe Gacy out from under the desk of his former Schism teammate. And she goes, hi, Joe. I want Spears. You want Spears? Okay. Countdown to Stand and Deliver. Kickoff matchup. You versus Spears. So it'll be Joe Gacy and Shawn Spears one-on-one. Then they had the final face-off between Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams. Both of them talk about their history. Both men decided the talk's over. They started fighting. Carmelo's security and the NXT security tried to break up the fight. They're fighting each other, and then the locker room came out to separate both guys. And that is how the final NXT Before Stand and Deliver has ended. So, what is going to happen? Tomorrow, for one of tomorrow's episodes, I will make my picks predictions for NXT Stand and Deliver. Once I get the final card, I'm going to write it down. I'll give you my picks and predictions for NXT Stand and Deliver. It's going to be a huge weekend, and so I'm really excited about it. And a huge way to kick off my second vacation after dealing with dingle nuts all day, at work. And dealing with all the craziness and all. Who knows for sure what's going to happen, all right? So I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in episode 1312 of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. Remember, tomorrow, not only I'll make my picks and predictions for Stand and Deliver, but also play a little bit of Joker's Wild. We'll have some fun there, all right? So I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Protect yourselves from the storms that are out there. I know there's a tornado warning somewhere in the country, probably in the mid-country, probably center of the country. I know we have a lot of rain here. We'll probably get some remnants of that. The rumor has it we might get a little bit of snow, but I don't think we will. I just checked the weather. I think we're good. So I believe we're good, and I think we'll be all right here in the south coast of Massachusetts. Because next week, I think I probably timed my vacation perfectly next week, because we'll be in the 50s and 60s, so totally excited about that. So we'll see what happens. So I'll see you guys later. Until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A big beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with Regan Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.